My name is Jimmy Nyati. I'm a farmer and I run an outgrower program under the name Rijay Trading Limited. So we are here at our head office in Chapangala, where all the magic for aggregating grains across the province happens. So we started some time back as a hobby, where I was just working with the farmers in my small capacity, just giving to the farmers some money. Just starting from there, we've grown to be where we are now, where through the engagement, through the trainings and a lot of things that we've gone through, we've grown now to the level where we are able to service our farmers, giving inputs, seed, fertilizer, chemicals, up to 11,000 farmers across Eastern Province. So the good part of it is that it's a business that is led by the youth. I'm a young man myself. I'm 30, so I'm not very young, but I'm a young man. Yeah, so I'm still in my good youthful space, where we are able to service up to over 10,000 farmers. So it's been a blessing to us, where we've partnered with companies that give seed to us, the likes of Good Nature Agro. We've partnered with the Grain Association of Malawi that give us inputs that we facilitate to the farmers and later off-take from them for both local and export market. We have off-takers in Malawi, we have off-takers in Congo, and off-takers in Mozambique. These are the three countries that we are currently working with that are serviced by the Outgrower program that is happening here in Eastern Province. And our head office is right here in the bush in Mgubudu, so that we are able to be next to the farmers. So we don't just move every now and then from Lusaka or from Chipata, but we put it just next to our farmers where we do our trading from. So we are happy that this kind of initiative that we have has helped our farmers. Part of my exciting program in my Outgrower scheme program, the most exciting part is when we get to January, February and March, when farmers are desperate for money and there's no food and anything else. That's when you have these guys called Vakaloba who comes to our farmers and they give them money. 1,000 kwacha, you have to pay 2,000. 10,000, you pay 20. So we come in at that very time, even before we start to aggregate the grain. We come in that time and begin to give farmers advance money, and we buy on government FRI advised price. So we come in at the point where farmers are desperate. We go around to see if they've grown the maize that they're able to pay back, and we provide advance payment to avoid them being taken advantage, because at that point most of our farmers don't have the money, don't have the support. Their children wants to go to school and they are selling all the kind of stuff, and they want to find the money to support themselves. So Rijay Trading has been really helpful to our farmers across Chapangala, across Eastern Province, and our story tells for itself, because when we see what we've done, people are able to attest to that fact. We've partnered with companies like Zames. Zames partnered with us here, so we are the ones that we facilitate the trading for Zames. We help, we tell our farmers to sell their grain on Zames. So the Zames platform program has really been helpful to us as well, because they've got a provision for warehouse receipt system, where while we wait for the prices to go up, we are able to get the grains for the farmers, put it in a warehouse and get a Zames warehouse receipt, and go to the bank and ask for money based on that receipt, and they are able to give us. And go to the agro dealer shop based on that receipt, we are able to get input at a lower price. Then when the price go up, we are able to sell, and we get the money and pay for the fertilizer that we got, or pay back the money if we got from the bank. So it's been so helpful, because we're able to do the partnership with other companies to help our farmers across Eastern Province. But so that's the quick synopsis of how our story is. Part of the challenges that we face as an outgrower is a situation where you give farmers inputs and there is drought and you lose out. So that's why we've partnered with some insurance companies, which are probably not supposed to mention them now, but we've partnered with some insurance companies. We'll be unveiling our partnership soon, where we are able to give insurance to our farmers. All those insurance will be facilitated on this office, so we'll be able to pay insurance to our farmers. Part of the challenges is the idea that we can give inputs to the farmers, and we have floods, we have drought, and there's nothing. A farmer can't pay back what they haven't harvested. So when we brought in the insurance companies that we've partnered with, so that they're able to provide insurance services, which is a security to business, which has been so critical, in a critical component, that we are the first outgrower company here that will be facilitating those services in Eastern Province. So it's been a great achievement for us. And the criteria that we use, oftentimes the easiest for us to aggregate grain has been to work with cooperatives. So we work with a lot of cooperatives across the East. Over 800 cooperatives that we work with across Eastern Province. It's easier to aggregate grain because when we give inputs, we can give a truckload of inputs to a cooperatives. Then they put all those grains together and we're going to correct from one spot. Than giving to individual farmers so that we pass one by one, it's been a challenge. Even when we go around to conduct training for soybeans, for maize, for sunflower, for those grains that we give them, it's easier because we have to put them together as a cooperative and teach them what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to manage it. So it's been a great arrangement for us because we work with cooperatives. So we don't have a strict criteria. Every cooperative that is willing to participate, they come to us, we have a session with them, and we're able to facilitate those things with them. We are here in Chapangala District at Rijay Farms. So I'll just share a bit of myself and how we started into the outgrower program for us to jump into the animal outgrower system. So I was born here and I grew up here, and the whole idea was because I was so passionate about farming and working with other farmers. I started at a young age when I was still in school. So I would get my little resources, little change that I was given for lunch money. And when I gathered that together, I had 1,000 kwacha at the end of the day and gave it out to the farmers. And I would get grain at the end of it. So I continued that program for some time until it got to a point where I realized that it could be a business. So after that, that's when we got into a place where we attend seminars and all the programs that actually helped me to understand that I could actually make it as an outgrower program. So we started with the grain, which we'll talk about later. But now coming back to where we are at the Rijay farm where we are dealing with animals. We started with grain and we pushed into animal program where now we have our farmers that come here to get the animals that we give our farmers. Then they keep those animals for us, but the vaccination happen here, all the control of the arrangement and all the business happen from this farm. But we have the outgrower program for animals where we give 5, 10 up to 20 animals to farmers and it get multiplied. And we have a feeding program because we are privileged to get the license that we make our own feed supplement for animals. So we have a feeding program for the animals and we later sell them. So this has really given jobs to the farmers. And when we have some butchery companies that come to buy these animals from us. So every person that come around to buy these animals from us, they are actually giving empowerment to our smallholder farmers that actually aggregate, actually help us to raise these animals. So it's a good program that it's new here in Eastern Province. We are actually the first to do it, and we are happy to be the blueprint where a lot of people come here to understand how we do our program. So we are happy that we are working together with our farmers to bring this program into fulfillment. We actually identified the opportunity of animals because most of here in Eastern Province, people just see animals as just part of the animals they use to cultivate for farming and all that. So, but we realized that animal farming could be a big business that is not here in Eastern Province. So we started to carry out the assessment. Then we noticed about 11 farmers that we now work with that have got at least 20 of our animals. Then we do the vaccination, the vaccines which happens from this place. When they come for every after 1 month, they come here to vaccinate their animals and they go into their respectable places. So we happy because we are able to give jobs to those farmers that actually thought these animals, they are just supposed to be used kulima chabe during rain season, where you hook them to a ridge and you begin to use them. But now they understand that it's actually a big business that actually makes good money. So we appreciate that we are able to make farmers realize. So because of the scheme, a lot of other smallholder farmers have now started keeping animals as a business, and we offer these consultancy space how they can do it. They come to do their vaccination from here for free, because we advise a lot of people to take this as a business. So we are happy to be the people that have brought it to the market, but we are happy with the response of other farmers that have taken interest to get this on another level. And we appreciate that we got a comment from the government, from the DC, who appreciated what we are doing and say we need to continue and make it bigger so that we are able to contribute to the development of the district. So we are happy to be the ones that started this, and we are happy that a lot of people have responded to this initiative. We actually provide trainings. So when we train them, after the training, we have our people that go there twice a month to check the feeding program, how the animals, what time do you open, what time the animals going, where they're feeding from. So we have our men that go around to check with our farmers how the animal program are going. So it's an ongoing training program. We start with them when we give them animals, and later on we have our guys that consistently go there to give them guidance how best they are supposed to be kept. We work with farmers in cooperatives. So it's very easier for us because as a group they are able to take care of the animals. So we noticed 2 cooperatives for the youths and 3 cooperatives for the women. And for whatever reason, the animals that we give the women, they're actually well kept than the ones that we give these other guys. But the criteria is just to see the people who are interested to work in that space. So we are not very strict with the criteria. I mean, we need people who are passionate, the ones that are able to see. When you offer a training, you are able to understand, to say the business side of it, am I able to jump into it? So if it's something that people are able to do, now we sit down and say, how can we work together to make this as a big business together? So the big challenge is, here we are about 40 minutes away from Malawi. So we get to have a lot of Malawian guys that come here to steal animals. So the biggest challenges has been in that space where we give farmers the animals. Then they come give you a report that no, vabapo zibiri, this one is stolen and all that. So that's why we came in with the insurance package where we insure our animals, so that in case of those danger, we have the companies that could cover up for that. So that has been our major challenge in terms of safety. And the other major challenge is we are not able to get our animals from here to Lusaka because there's a restriction for 5 years now. So we are unable to get our animals to Lusaka, because if I want to take for Kasumbalesa market, we are not allowed to move animals out of Eastern Province unless you slaughter them and they are dried up in the fridge and all that kind of thing. But I wish maybe the government would come in, and I don't think if the 5 years disease can still be here. When they had to put the ban 5 years ago, up to now, the ban is still there. So we are not able. There are some other breed of animals that would want to bring from Lusaka. But because of these restrictions, we are not able to move live animals. So that has been also our challenge. It's an outbreak of diseases. This place, all the animals come to this place around here to be vaccinated on a government program from here. So we've also able to provide a space because the animals were not vaccinated before because there was no place where they can gather 50, 70 farmers with animals together so that the government is able to offer the service. So we are happy that we are able to provide that arrangement, and because they pay, it's 5 kwacha per animal, so it's also one way of raising some income to help some of our farmers that with the medication and all that for the animals. So currently here at Rijay Farm in Chapangala, here at the main place we have 89 animals, and what we've given to our farmers as part of our Grower program is 11 farmers. When I say 11 farmers, I mean 5 cooperatives and 6 farmers. So the total of 220 animals, because each group was given 20 animals that we monitor closely and see to it that what is being done here, that's what's being done on the other side.